Let's talk about AI again. I know you guys probably bombarded by the videos and news about AI, but let's just face it. That is the world that we live in right now. Everything is about AI, and everyone is tired and excited at the same time. So there are two groups of people. At least that's from my perspective. There are people who are very excited about AI and they are building something and they are keep telling everyone that, oh, this is amazing technology, I'm super productive. And then there are people who hate AI, who said that it's a slot machine, it's producing bad output, it hurts our environment, and then it takes people's job. There are no jobs. So from what I see mostly recently is that people really, really hate AI. But at the same time, companies are trying to push it. All the big corporations, businesses trying to include it somewhere and to embed it into their products and pushing it on the people. And some people increase their productivity and use it as a hack, right, as a shortcut. And many people are just rejecting it. So let's talk about it. So from my perspective is that um, I think that the usage of AI can be justified if it's really saves your time and if you can become productive, right? And I truly don't believe that it's ever gonna go away somewhere. I think AI is here to stay. So we must accept it that it's not gonna magically disappear, but it's possible that in a distant future it's gonna change a lot. And as you know, that these tokens are getting more expensive. These models, uh, companies providing these models are working at loss. They're losing money. They're bleeding. And some people believe that once this bubble bursts, then AI is going to be very expensive. But then at the same time, there are local models that can run cheap on your machine, and they don't require too much resources. But I also saw some comments that it's quite also expensive actually to run them and not so efficient. And then there are these Chinese models that are also much cheaper than all these American models, right? So if some models will get expensive, then the other one, people will simply jump on the other one to the other one. They will start using cheaper models. And I've seen multiple videos and comments from people that you can use these frontier highest models to create to write some plan, that LLM will create plan, and then you can use cheaper models to actually execute this plan. So the plan is the most difficult part that you can delegate to the higher models to consume less tokens, right? And then the execution you actually delegate to the cheaper models. Maybe that would be the workflow. I don't know. The time will tell. But then I also want to talk about a little bit about what we should learn to stay relevant in this AI time, AI world. Uh, for example, as a developers, if you are a developer of software somewhere in like a software developer in this niche, then you know that uh, you need to know all these things like caching and queues and background jobs and authentication and security best practices and testing and all of this. And with LLMs, with AI, some of this feels like uh, that should we really learn these things? Because I don't know, when you see, when you read online, maybe it's just a negative thing from people, but everyone keeps telling that LLMs will be able to do all of this in a matter of time. It's just a matter of time when they got faster, more efficient, and cheaper. So all of this uh, become irrelevant, will become irrelevant. All these testing things that you learn, even some deployment is already automated and will be automated. So, and it creates this anxiety for people who are in tech right now. They really don't know if they want to stay in this and keep learning this, and is it something that will be needed in the coming future? Because let's be honest, so we have two outcomes. So first outcome is that LLMs become more expensive. So in this case, demand for human labor will increase, right? So all this, so there will be more demand for developers and software people who can write code, review code without LLMs or with the minimal intervention of LLMs. Because if these models get so expensive, it will become not profitable for companies to run these expensive models. But at the same time, if they will hire human cannot also write code fast, the same as LLM. But human can understand in most cases, of course. Human can understand the code, so human can write it and do it manually, but it will take longer time. So this is like scenario number one. And scenario number two is that these models are getting much cheaper, more efficient, much efficient, and then everyone just keep using them and humans are not needed anymore because these models are so smart and efficient that they can just do it themselves. Now, I don't want to promote this thing that AI can do absolutely everything. It's not. I tried, I'm using it uh, heavily, right? I'm using the most frontier models. I'm using it with skills, and I can install the skills and I can guide them, and I know how to prompt properly. But still, they are producing errors, at least right now. But what will happen when these models will get more efficient, right? When they get more context. So right now you have 1 million token context. What if they will get 10 million tokens uh, context? I don't know. Maybe they get so efficient that uh, they will make less mistakes and less errors. And in this case, human become less needed. I don't know what's going to happen. So, but maybe it will be something in between. Maybe LLMs will get more expensive. So, but the companies will be hiring people, looking for people who can use these models more efficiently, right? And more, oh, sorry, my screen just off. Companies will be needed, will be looking for people who can use these models efficiently and who will know which model to pick, which effort to pick, and then switch between these models to consume less tokens and make it profitable for the company. Because if you will be just running everything on this ultra high modes, right? So the company will just bleed their money, and then uh, they need also to pay salary to you, right? But if you can use specific model for planning, you know how to prompt, and then you switch to another cheaper model, and then you can execute. Yeah, I think this would be really a profitable workflow for companies, for businesses. So I don't know. That's just what I was thinking about this recently, and I have another topic in my mind about learning, about what should we learn and why should we learn and how to learn in this age of AI. That's probably a topic for the next video. But let me just know in the comments, what do you think about this? Should you are first of all, like, are you using LLMs? And then you probably should use it because everyone is using it, or at least try to using it. I'm not trying to promote this stuff like wipe code everything. No, just use it and see what you can do with it. How much more productive can you be with this? If you see that it's creating slop, it's producing errors, just correct it, give it proper guides, create memory files like MD files, skills, and all of this, and try to make just uh, guide the model into proper direction. Because I think that this is how experienced engineers are using them currently, and that's how they are able to produce these uh, outputs efficiently and fast. And this is what companies are probably looking for right now. That's my guess. So let me guys know in the comments what do you think about it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.